Welcome to the weekly show, coming to you live from Inravio TV Network Studio E in New York, where we interview prominent business owners and influential people doing great things in our community. I am Chuck.
I'm Bonnie.
And we have a great show lined up for you today. So today on the show, Bon, give us, what do we got?
We have Michael Thomas, a 17-year-old guitarist, musician, producer, composer, and songwriter whose talents are getting a lot of buzz. We'll be talking to him and hear about how he got started, where he's headed, that kind of stuff. And we have the Blue Angels and the Sky Typers, goodness, hot off their Memorial Day show at Jones Beach, Long Island, New York. And Trish Hegarty, CEO of the Hegarty Group, with over 30 years of professional real estate and property valuation experience in both private and municipal environments. She's been consulting homeowners about the tax grievance procedure and will be launching a website very soon.
So we'll take a quick break and we'll be right back right after this.
This is Joe Larson. You should check out the 505 on Racing Show live every Monday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, or catch us on video on demand anytime, 24/7, only on the Inravio TV network.
Village Music Shop of Mastic. 1-800-HEY-DUDE, your full-service store with personalized attention, school band instrument rentals and sales, music instruction on all instruments for all styles and age groups, for guitars, drums, amplifiers, PA systems, and accessories. It's Village Music Shop, 1495 Montauk Highway in Mastic. Call 1-800-HEY-DUDE or go to villagemusicshop.com. The world of advertising has changed. Radio, TV, and newspaper revenues have declined drastically. Why? Because businesses have realized that advertising return on investment isn't what it used to be. So what can we do about it? Well, that's easy. Advertise online. Own a local restaurant, real estate agency, or even a national retail chain? Whatever your business, Inravio can get your message out there, and we can do it at a fraction of the cost. Call today and see the difference for yourself. This isn't TV. This isn't radio. This is Inravio.com.
And welcome back. Our first guest tonight is a 17-year-old guitarist, musician, producer, composer, songwriter whose talents are receiving awards and accolades. Michael Thomas.
Hi.
How you doing?
He looks so embarrassed to be here.
He does, right? So, give us a little bit of rundown. You won this award here, which is a very prestigious award.
Thank you. It was like a Maestro Award. That's the name of the award. But so what it basically was out of everybody that was there at this
competition in
yes.
Virginia, right? It was an on-stage competition?
Virginia Beach, yes, World Strides. We went for jazz band for William Floyd High School. And they give this award out to the best musician at their craft. So they gave one out of all the schools that were there across the country. So they have best saxophone player. They gave it to someone, I forgot who. But I wasn't expecting this award at all out of everybody that was there. I mean, there was people from across the entire country. So when they announced my name, I was kind of shocked and all that. So.
And you got this for best guitarist, basically.
Yes.
Best guitarist in the country on stage.
At this competition, yeah.
On stage competition. That's great. That's awesome.
Thank you.
So, I mean, how old were you when you got started playing guitar?
I was 6 years old. Yeah, 6 years old when I started playing.
And you were smaller than the guitar was, right?
I was smaller than the guitar. Couldn't even hold it, get my whole entire hand around it.
Right. And you've been playing for quite some time. You've been writing some music. And what kind of music do you do? I mean, I know you've been composing and producing some stuff. You do mostly what?
I try to broaden my horizons. I try to do as much as I can do. I try to I'm working on trying to understand the realms of metal as well as hip hop, as well as jazz especially. I like to have an ear for jazz and hip hop. Those are my two favorites. But getting all these other genres, making sure they're under my belt for whatever I might have down the road. it's good to have. So.
Right. As a composer and somebody who, you seem to want to write for jingles and shows and movies and things like that, that's a good career to have, especially in music. It's something you can always write for. I know you've been working with like Folgers, writing jingle for Folgers and for Longhorn Steakhouse and some other jingles and so forth and so on. What's your most favorite? You like jazz, I guess, the best.
Actually, no, I would say I like hip hop the best, because with hip hop you could have multiple types of sounds together, and it's like you can put in a little bit of jazz influence, you can put in a little bit of rock influence. It's just a blend of all cultures and music, and you can make it your own style. So that's why.
So you kind of like that the best.
Yeah.
So that's kind of like your own personal signature style. So what do you think, what are your plans? I mean, you going to go to college for music? What are you going to do?
I'm not quite sure what the future really holds. I have a lot of doors that I could possibly go through. I mean, I'm really good at math and sciences when it comes to schoolwork right now. I'm also really good at music. I'm really good at sports. It's just seeing whatever door fits for me this upcoming year.
Just kind of kicking it around.
Yeah.
So where have you been taking lessons all these years?
At a Village Music Shop in Mastic, New York, ever since I was 6.
Cool.
Yeah.
And of course, I'm your teacher, so that's a dead giveaway right away, right?
Yeah.
But that's good. I'm proud of you. You've done very well. I mean, you've learned a lot, and you really, I'm impressed in the stuff that you've been writing. So it's really cool.
Thank you very much.
So what are your thoughts? You going to keep writing?
Yeah. It's good to have something like this on the side, because if I'm say I end up doing something like, I don't know, pursuing maybe entertainment law or PA or whatever I end up doing, having music on the side like this, it's a great almost escape from that type of life, and you could always keep that going with you wherever you do in life.
And not only is it a fun thing, but it could be a business as well.
Yes.
So now you're playing with some guys too. You're doing some playing around town. What kind of stuff have you been doing there?
Oh yeah, I'm in a group called Elegance. I have a friend, a sax player, Ryan Siegel, of whom I play with. Currently, we are looking to play more places, but currently we're regulars at Onofrio's in Mastic Beach on Neighborhood Road. So.
And you play some other like coffee houses and
coffee houses.
Restaurants and things like that too.
We played locally. We played at 10 Coffee down the road here, and we also played. What else? With Mastic property owners too, as well.
And I think you played La Volpe too, right? No, you didn't play that one. All right. So then that's your short-term plans right now. It's just to kind of play around, right?
Yeah.
That's good.
I can take it.
And what about competitions? What's the next thing for the band? What other competitions are they going to be going to?
Well, our music director still hasn't decided just yet. We don't know. Well, we actually have this year. We have our NISBA solos we have to play for. We have Jazz NISBA coming up. But when it comes to other competitions, I think we're done for this.
For this year?
This school year, yeah.
And for next year?
Next year, we are unsure actually where we're gonna go.
You think you're gonna go back to the same competition again?
It would be pretty nice. There was a lot of talented groups down there, but I'm not quite sure if we're gonna go back here or go somewhere else and see other different types of schools across the country and all that stuff.
It's a pretty big organization. I mean, over the years, they've, I think, given 3 million different musicians opportunity to join in the competition there. So it's a pretty big organization.
It's a really big organization.
Yes, I mean, to get that award is very prestigious. That's cool.
Thank you.
All right. So we'll be back right after this.
It's Chris Dick, and if Inravio.com spots you at an event wearing this bracelet, they will give you $100.
It's always been important to us to have music a part of our lives, part of our children's lives. At Village Music Shop, Bonnie and Chuck have not only made it possible for our kids to learn and understand and read music and enjoy playing a musical instrument, but they've also made it fun.
I really like coming here. I like coming to Village Music because everybody here is nice.
And they've inspired some creativity and imagination and taught them discipline. And along the way, they've gotten some self-confidence, really been like a part of our family.
Well, a big thank you to Michael Thomas for coming in, guitarist and composer. Thank you. We had a crew out at the Farmingdale Airport, the Republic Fairchild Airport this week, and they did a nice piece on the Sky Typers. So we're going to take a quick look at that, and we'll be back after this.
Hey everybody, this is Kyle from Inravio.com, and we are here at the Atlantic Airport in New York, and I'm standing next to one of the legendary Sky Typers, Chris Orr. Thank you so much for speaking with us.
Hey, nice to meet you today. We're glad to be here.
Fantastic. It's gorgeous out. You guys have just had a large group of kids come in and just gave them the whole lowdown on what you do. But for anyone that doesn't understand, what exactly do the Sky Typers do?
Okay, we're the Geico Sky Typer Air Show team, and we have 6 of these airplanes right here. They're old vintage World War II planes from the Navy. So we fly them, and we've got an 18-minute routine that we're going to be doing in the Jones Beach Air Show. And we'll be doing all sorts of head-to-head pass, World War tactics, and Korean air-to-air, air-to-ground tactics, and all sorts of bomb bursts. And it's pretty much nonstop excitement. It's a good show. So.
You guys are absolutely incredible from what I've seen so far. How close do you guys get sometimes to one another in the planes?
Yeah, it's pretty close. You know, I've actually remembered it, but we're right there too. And on a rough day with a lot of turbulence, it's bouncing around, so keeps you on your toes. It's very exciting. So it's a little too close for comfort, but safe. You know.
Now, obviously, the shows are only part of your job. You guys actually do a ton of sky typing for Geico and a couple other companies. What were some of the more recent projects that you guys have done as your team?
Yeah, so we do most of our sky typing over the summertime when people get out on the beach, and we write our own message and everything. One of my favorite messages, so we obviously put out a bunch of messages for our great sponsor Geico there, but one on this one with the Jones Beach that I really liked, this was my son's birthday, so last year we got to put up Happy Birthday Max, and then we came in and flew the air show, so he thought that was...
That's incredible. What a good gift for your kid. Yeah. It's amazing. But Chris, you got tons of stuff to do. I'm sure the kids are still here, and you guys look like you're totally focused on them. But thank you so much for speaking with us.
It was a pleasure. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
That was really cool.
That was cool.
I want to go on a plane.
Sky Typers, they're awesome planes, aren't they?
Yeah.
Those old ones, yeah.
I want to climb around in a plane like a little kid.
You do, yeah?
Yes.
Is that what you want to do?
Yes. I want to be a little kid again.
They're nice. I like all those old planes. They're cool. Well, we should take a look at the...
Yes, we have another video, and this one is the Blue Angels.
Right, which we also hooked up with over there at Farmingdale Republic Airport. So.
Absolutely. So we're going to check that out, and then we will be right back.
Oh yeah, these were back quite a while. These are actually pretty old jets though, so it's been quite a while since they were in the fleet. In the demo, the top speed that you're probably going to see is about 0.95 to 0.97, but they're advertised at 1.8, so that'd be up higher though. The FAA doesn't allow anybody to actually break the sound barrier at the shows.
For anything that you wear or say to yourself every time you do a show?
No, not really. You know, everything we do, including, you know, you guys saw when we got here walking out of the jets, we weren't even doing a demo, but everything is very, you know, on pace. It's on par, and we do the exact same thing every single day, and we try to do all the little things every day, and that kind of bleeds into the demo. So try to be on top of what we're doing. Everybody wears their pins and their sunglasses the same way, and the whole goal is just the whole team to function the same way, whether we're in New York or Kansas or California. And it enables us to actually move that demo from show to show each week and safely execute by keeping as much constant and consistent as we can. You know, you keep the consistency going in every little thing. It kind of helps when you have to move from one air show to the other.
Does the weather affect anything at all, like cloudy or too windy?
Definitely. So we have some different shows. As long as the weather's above about 9,000 feet is where we're at right now, we can do a full high demo. It's, I think, about 5,000 feet is where we kind of put our low show at, and then below that we've got some variations of our flat show, all the way down to about 1,000 feet of cloud coverage and then 3 miles of visibility. So as long as we can get basic VFR, the FAA says that we can do our flat show, and they've signed off on that. So it's a great opportunity. You know, even on a kind of a close day, we can still get out there and everybody can come out and watch us fly. So.
Oh no, I mean in general though, how low can you get to the ground?
Oh well, you know, most of what we do, like today, what you're going to see is about 500 feet. And then as we get going throughout the weekend, some of the lines that we come in on are down to 200 feet, and then a sneak pass maybe just a little bit lower, right out in the actual aerobatic box. You'll see, in fact, it's not even us. If you guys stick around and watch some of the civilian performers, you'll see guys, I mean, it looks like they're 5 feet off the ground. They are so close to the ground. It's very impressive what some of those guys can do with those smaller planes. So as long as they're inside that box that the FAA has drawn up for them, they're kind of cleared from the surface to whatever they can get their planes to go to, and it's very impressive.
Is there any particular maneuver you guys do that's particularly hard, or one that you may not do every show depending on conditions?
You know, we pretty much, I wouldn't say that anyone is particularly harder. Everything has its own difficulty, whether, you know, if it's one where we're spread out and we're apart and we're coming back together, everybody's trying to get to the same spot at the same time. So that part of it's difficult. If we're all flying really close together, then just the difficulty in and of itself of trying to fly close to another guy and fly on a cadence and not hit each other, that is its own difficulty there. So it doesn't matter what we're doing. Each maneuver is extremely difficult, and it takes a lot of concentration. You really don't have the time to take a breath and look outside and see what's going on. You got to always be, you know, at 100% concentrating and ready to rock. So, you know, our main goal is to inspire a culture of excellence in all that we do, and we're not just here, you know, to recruit guys or gals to the Navy and Marine Corps or just aviation. Our goal is to inspire all the young kids out there, and we're going to do some school visits this week and hopefully get out there to some middle schools, high schools, and see the list, maybe a community college or two, and, you know, just get to meet some of the kids and hopefully get them out to the air show and get them inspired to come out here and see what's going on.
I am Aviation Machinist Mate, Petty Officer 2nd Class Costello. I work on the engines, smoke systems, and fuel systems of the F-18 Legacy Hornet.
What's it go into taking care of these planes? Is there anything particularly difficult or different than a normal F-16?
Everything's basically the same. The only thing that would be different is the people, personnel, the dedication, hard work, and the trust. It's everything that you have right there, all the way up, from the pilots all the way down to enlisted.
What's the effect on the crowd of the smoke?
Well, the oohs and the ahs. It's there for like the art. It's like painting a canvas in the sky.
How often do the planes require maintenance in between each show?
Each show, often. It's actually pretty often. They every flight. Every morning we come in and we test them out, make sure they're good for the pilots to go up. As you can see, whenever they landed right now, we had a couple of maintenance discrepancies we had to work off as well.
How many personnel work on each plane individually?
Well, we all kind of work on all the aircraft, so yeah. So it's all a team effort. We all try to get the maintenance done because we all just want to see the demonstration go up. Since 1946, we haven't missed a demonstration because of maintenance. So yeah.
So it's like one big collective. You all together make sure every plane is functioning.
That's correct.
What are some of the common problems that you do encounter when there is a maintenance problem?
Well, sometimes, you know, if the winds aren't right up there, or if the planes fly too low, you know, and they pull up a little hard on them, sometimes we might have to change the engine or change a servo or maybe some fuel discrepancies, but that's about it.
This is Joe Larson. You should check out the 505 on Racing Show live every Monday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, or catch us on video on demand anytime, 24/7, only on the Inravio TV network.
Village Music Shop of Mastic. 1-800-HEY-DUDE. Your full-service store with personalized attention, school band instrument rentals and sales, music instruction on all instruments for all styles and age groups, for guitars, drums, amplifiers, PA systems, and accessories. It's Village Music Shop. 1495 Montauk Highway in Mastic. Call 1-800-HEY-DUDE or go to villagemusicshop.com. The world of advertising has changed. Radio, TV, and newspaper revenues have declined drastically. Why? Because businesses have realized that advertising return on investment isn't what it used to be. So what can we do about it? Well, that's easy. Advertise online. Own a local restaurant, real estate agency, or even a national retail chain? Whatever your business, Inravio can get your message out there. And we can do it at a fraction of the cost. Call today and see the difference for yourself. This isn't TV. This isn't radio. This is Inravio.com.
It's always been important to us to have music a part of our lives, part of our children's lives. At Village Music Shop, Bonnie and Chuck have not only made it possible for our kids to learn and understand and read music and enjoy playing a musical instrument, but they've also made it fun.
I really like coming here. I like coming to Village Music because everybody here is nice.
And they've inspired some creativity and imagination and taught them discipline. And along the way, they've gotten some self-confidence, really been like a part of our family.
What's up, guys? We're Scared No Fair, and we're here with Inravio. If they catch you at a show with one of these bracelets, you will win $100.
That's a lot of money.
So get a bracelet.
Do whatever it takes to get that. Hit them up online.
Village Music Shop of Mastic. 1-800-HEY-DUDE. Your full-service store with personalized attention, school band instrument rentals and sales, music instruction on all instruments for all styles and age groups, for guitars, drums, amplifiers, PA systems, and accessories. It's Village Music Shop. 1495 Montauk Highway in Mastic. Call 1-800-HEY-DUDE or go to villagemusicshop.com.
I wrote.
You did.
Our next guest is a lovely and talented Trish Hegarty, CEO of the Hegarty Group. She has over 30 years of professional real estate and property valuation experience and was a property tax specialist and small claims assessment hearing officer who worked with the Department of Assessment in Nassau County, New York. She's also a real estate broker, a certified appraiser, an entrepreneur, and now she's also consulting homeowners about tax grievance procedure and will be launching a new website very soon.
Yes.
So you seem like you've done everything in this space there is to do, it seems like.
It would seem. Yeah. It would seem.
But she didn't do inspections yet.
No.
No, my brother does that. It's in the business.
It's in the family.
Yeah, my sister's also an appraiser. My brother does the inspections and the appraising, and I do pretty much every other thing.
So now you basically, you're a broker with Exit Realty, right? And Livernois?
Associate broker.
Associate broker?
Yes. I'm calling myself a late bloomer because I've been a broker in real estate since I was 18, right out of high school, and never really had it catch until about 9 months ago. And it's pretty exciting for me because it's been really great. I'm having a lot of fun. It doesn't even feel like work, and it's been really good.
Well, you're very outgoing, and I could definitely see you in that position, selling.
I don't even call it selling. I just talk to people, and it works. So it seems to be all firing, and I'm doing the right thing.
On all cylinders, right?
Yeah. So when it comes to the tax grievance part, I did that stint for about 5 years and learned a lot. And with everything else that I know, it just was a natural segue into doing that and wanting to help people learn and do it on their own to grieve their own property taxes, which is one of the biggest expenses a homeowner has other than a mortgage.
Right, yeah. And you were saying how many people grieve their taxes every year?
It's crazy. Nassau County alone has approximately 425,000 parcels, and they were in excess of over 100,000 last year that people grieved. They're in the process of doing a mass appraisal right now, which means they're reassessing the entire county. And it's going to be interesting what happens with that because they're going to assess those parcels to be market value when they're right now below market value in a lot of areas. So what I teach people to do is to grieve their own taxes so they don't have to pay somebody else to do that. You know, you're getting some people that if you were to hire somebody, you could pay 40% up to 75% of your first year savings on your tax bill to have someone do it for you. Whereas I teach you and I'll charge you $99 to fill out the form on your own, submit it on your own, and you have control over what happens with it. So it's really, really simple. And I want people to be able to put that extra money in their pocket, which I think they wouldn't mind.
No, I wouldn't mind.
It makes sense, right?
Yeah.
So what made you come up with this idea? I mean, of course, you see, you know, with Nassau County and you being involved in the small claims and all of that, you've seen so many people grieve their taxes every year.
Yeah, personally, I would do approximately 40 a day when I was working, so that equated to almost 200 a week for 5 years, give or take. So I met a lot of representatives who filed on homeowners' behalves. But after I was laid off from Nassau County, I waited the 2-year time period because we did have a contract with them. And I felt it was a natural progression because people knew that I did that and they wanted to know how they could do it as well. So it really just popped into my head one day to do it. So.
And the idea was to try to make it easy for people to do it on their own.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's going to be fun. We're having a good time doing it.
And that's what it's all about.
Yeah, I'm having a lot of fun.
You like helping people, and that's important.
That is true. That is true.
So you feel that everybody should grieve their taxes every year?
Right now, yes, because it's so inequitable, especially in Nassau County because of the grievance process and how it's done there. Suffolk County has a similar one. Every township has different grievance days, different time periods that you're supposed to grieve your taxes. So for the average person, it might be a bit disconcerting to try to figure out when and how and who you submit it to. I actually had a friend of mine that she called me the other day. It was the day of grievance day. It was the last day, May 17th, for the town of Babylon. And she went to go fill the form out. She said, I'm scared. I don't want to fill it out. I said, okay, I'll fill it out for you. I said, then you can take it to the town. No, I'm scared to go to the town. I said, what do you think they're going to do to you? She shut down, so. And I understand that. I understand that. But they're really, it's.
Well, I think there's a lot of people that have misconceptions. Like, if you grieve your taxes, is it possible it could go up?
Not likely. And it's a lot of people, some people feel like if they put attention on their home that it may indeed do that. They have certain caps that they're not allowed to exceed every year, the towns and the assessing areas. So No, it's probably not likely.
They wouldn't take a look at it and go, wow, we're not charging this one enough, we got to charge them
Well,
more.
they know all of the parcels. They have the inspectors and the building department people that go out based on permits, and if your house was being constructed, they would be able to and know that your house is being constructed. There aren't many surprises that the taxing jurisdictions get exposed to. They
So
pretty
it's
much
not
know.
likely that it would go up. They're pretty much charging you what they need to charge to get their money.
Yeah.
Now, what about people that were involved in some sort of major construction or Sandy, let's say, where they don't have a full house back? When maybe they're still under construction.
Well,
on Long Island, I know that's a big concern because we had a big superstorm
Right.
hurricane that came through Sandy. So
Right. Well, in my situation personally, I was able to apply for a 25% reduction the first year after Sandy. And unfortunately, a lot of people didn't know that. And the year that I actually applied for it was a year that I grieved my taxes, and I ended up going to SCAR, which is the Small Claims Assessment Review, which is the second step in the process. Once you fill out an application, and that application for Nassau County I'm talking about goes to the Assessment Review Commission. Assessment Review Commission said, no, I'm not giving you a reduction. And I said, well, I think I'm entitled to a reduction. And I went to small claims court. I won. But in the process, they said, well, you're winning just because you have a Sandy exemption of 25%. And I didn't even know about that. And when my neighbors found out, they were a little upset that I got this reduction, and they didn't. So
now that's just the first year. What about the years after?
I've continued to grieve because my house is still, it's probably in line now, but I'd still say it's probably a little overassessed.
Well, I mean, if somebody didn't take advantage of the 25% the first year, can they still do that now?
No, it's done.
It's done.
Yeah, they had a deadline. I don't recall what it was. But I think everybody, because of the inequity, because so many parcels are unassessed or are assessed improperly, that's why they're doing the MS appraisal. And it's going to level everything out and even everything out as far as if all three of us had the exact same style house in the same town, they're all basically worth the same amount. Right now, that's not the case. And that's inequitable.
Now, is that how it works? Is it the houses around you, they have to be the same kind of house to be valued about the same? Is that how?
Well, you find sales that have sold that are similar to yours. You have to be
Property size?
Yeah, property size, amenities within a certain amount of time. They have to be arm's length transactions, which means they can't be estate sales or distressed properties. They have to be on the open market with no interference from any kind of distress. So as an appraiser, I look at those sales differently than even as a broker would look at them. So you have to do the apples to apples, oranges to oranges when you're comparing your properties.
And that would be a good rule of thumb to judge how much your property is valued at and how much you should be paying tax-wise.
Yeah. But the thing a lot of people don't realize is that, even though you're reducing your taxes and your neighbor isn't, the fact that you are is the reason why your neighbor's paying higher taxes. In other words, because you're reducing what you pay the county, they still have to pay it, and their taxes will go up. Yours won't, because you probably will get a reduction.
Because there's a certain amount that the county needs to get in order to make their budget,
Exactly,
so
the
that
tax
money's got to
levy.
come from somewhere else.
Right.
And that's the tax levy.
Right, and I want to educate people, just even reading their tax bills. The top right number of the tax bill for the town of Oyster Bay is the tax levy amount, which is the amount of money the tax needs to run. And that number never changes, it always goes up. And when people reduce their taxes, they're getting them from somebody else. So.
And what are some of the other misconceptions that people have about grieving their taxes? Because it seems like there's really not a lot of people that do it.
That it's difficult, it really isn't. There's a form that everybody can download from ORPS, which is the Office of Real Property Tax Services. It's a state-run organization. And it's called the RP 524. It's a 3-page form which you fill out, and they tell you how to fill it out.
And you're basically, one of the things you were thinking about was to do like a webinar showing people how to fill out the form.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. $99, I can teach you how to grieve your taxes. It's going to be very simple. 20 minutes, maybe 25 minutes, I think we're going to go. And it'll teach people how to do it. Easy.
And you drop it off and you're done.
And you're done.
Now, is there a fee involved in it? Is there anything that they have to be concerned about as far as fees go?
No.
Now, the other thing you were saying too is that you're actually serving them, right?
The Department of Assessment, yeah.
You're actually taking them to court is what really
Well,
is happening.
not initially. Initially, you're just serving the Department of Assessment.
That you want
You know,
to
every
review.
jurisdiction is a little bit different. Town of Babylon, you literally sign in and you hand them the piece of paper, they stamp it. You can take a picture of it with your phone. They won't give you a copy. But the assessment department in Nassau County, who takes all of them, will take your application, and if it goes to ARC and ARC does not give you a reduction and you feel that you are entitled to a reduction, it's at that point you need to pay the $30 filing fee, reserve the Department of Assessment, and have it go to SCAR. And then SCAR
And
will...
that's like the small claims.
Small claims assessment review, yeah. And then that's when they'll call you into court and say you have a court date, you know, bring triplicate of everything, proof that you realize that your property is worth less than what we have you assessed for, and you prove it. It's easy.
It's easy.
Easy.
Easy as 1, 2, 3.
Exactly.
So what are some of the other misconceptions that people have? Seems like they're always put off by doing it.
Well, one of them is, it's funny because people think of their house value at two different points in their life in two different ways. When they're paying taxes, they always think their house is worth less. And then when they're selling their house, they always think their house is worth more. Right. So when you try to put them in the frame of mind now, listen, your house actually may be worth what you think it is, and you have to pay your fair share. I'm all about paying your fair share. You know, I don't want to teach people to say, you know, everybody grieves even though your house is not is under-assessed already, but it's an equitable thing. You know, we all have to pay our share.
Right.
And it really is what it's all about, because there's so many parcels out there that are over-assessed.
And how do you know you would be under-assessed? That maybe you shouldn't, like, ruffle any feathers? What's a good way to know?
You look at sales in the area. You know, you can hire someone like myself that could pull those sales up for you and determine it for you.
And just see what the house is
Yeah,
going for.
because the county has you assessed at a certain amount, which I can easily pull up, and I can, based on sales, tell you what it's worth.
That's on the tax bill as well, right?
Your assessed value is, yes, but it's, you know, Multiple Listing Service, which is the organization as a real estate broker that I use. It's on there as well.
Right.
Under public records. Yep.
Interesting.
So do they have to come into your house to know what it's worth? So whatever you have inside means nothing?
It means something, yeah, but you have to be signing and attesting to that on your form. You can't say that you have 2 bedrooms or 2 baths, and you actually have 5 bedrooms and 4 baths.
No, I mean like fancy furniture or really fancy kitchen or something means nothing. And your taxes.
Fancy furniture, no. Fancy kitchen, yes. Yeah, and they go by the fixtures, the amount of plumbing fixtures in the house. You know, I was trying to explain this to my 17-year-old the other day that, you know, your assessment is based on basically someone like driving across the roadway surface. You got to think it like that, because that's where they originally came up with a lot of these assessment ideas, is that it's the wear and tear on the road surfaces, wear and tear as far as the jurisdiction, as far as the sewers and the water district and the fire districts. They all are assessing units. And all of those things put together with the value, size, amenities of your home is what creates your tax bill. And obviously, the other things that need the county to run, you know, salaries and school districts and so on.
So in other words, if you have more bedrooms, you have more people. If you have more people, you could have more people going to the school.
Simplistically, yeah.
More people driving over the road.
Yeah.
More cars.
Yeah, that's a very simple way of looking at it, and there's a much more complicated way that they do acquire that information and get that value, but...
How much garbage you're putting at the curb. And
it all plays
It all plays into how much money you have to pay to be able to support that size house.
Right, and that's why different classes of properties are assessed differently. You know, you have a class 1, 2, 3, 4, which are commercial and residential and industrial, and they're all assessed differently for different uses.
Are there different types of residential assessments, or is that all just residential?
Residential has a class 1 or a 210. Every jurisdiction has a different code. But up until a 4-family, and again, you may correct me if I may stand corrected with this, but I believe up to a 4-family, you can be assessed similarly to a single family.
But I mean, as far as, say, like a doctor's office, I've seen those.
It's assessed differently.
That's assessed differently, too, than a regular residence?
Yes. Yeah.
Would that be assessed more because it's a business? Or?
Mhm.
Yeah,
They pay more tax, way more. Way more.
because they're a business.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah,
Doctors and dentists and lawyers and
exactly.
insurance agents.
And they also try to grieve their taxes too. And when I was at the county, they had one case that the county won or didn't win. To grieve your taxes on the commercial level is very difficult, and it's much more expensive.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a lot bigger process, I guess.
No, back in the day, we were all, back maybe 15 years ago, we were all paying $5,000, $6,000 in taxes. And now the average home in Nassau, Western Suffolk, is paying $12,000 to $13,000 a year. And for some people, that's a deal breaker. That's when the kids are out of school, that's it, they're done. They can't afford it. So it's going to be interesting when the mass appraisal's over, what's going to happen in Nassau County. Stay tuned for that.
So what can a person hope for in their reduction? I mean, can you hope for 3,000 or 4,000, or is that just goofy?
No, I mean, if you can really prove that your property is overassessed, you can get that. There's a maximum cap that if your value of your home is $450,000 or more, you're not going to be entitled to more than a 25% savings. A lot of people don't know that little tidbit. The average home in this area is $300,000. And I'm talking Western Suffolk, Eastern Nassau. And if your property is valued at $450,000 or less, you can enjoy 100% savings. So in other words, if you can prove that your property is overassessed by $3,000, and we don't talk tax dollars, we talk assessed value dollars, you can get it. But with Nassau County, the issue with Nassau County is that they are not paying you those reductions back because of the deficit and NIFA overseeing them right now. So they haven't given anybody a grievance refund in many, many years.
Does anybody ever get a refund, or they just get their bill lowered?
They do get their assessed value lowered, but they should also be getting a check.
Really? I didn't know that was possible.
For that current year, I guess.
For the year that if they say I have 2 years that I'm still waiting for reduction grievance checks from. I haven't received them.
So they just give you that going forward.
Right. You do get the assessed value reduction, but you're still paying a little bit less tax based on that, but you should also get a refund. There's a lag. There's like a 1.5 to 2 year lag with Nassau County. Some of the jurisdictions, it's a little less. Town of Babylon, they're actually in the tax year that they're working on, but everybody's different. It's just really confusing in that regard, yeah.
Yeah, it seems confusing in that regard, yeah.
But things are looking up. On a brighter note, values are increasing. Still a little bit of a stigma with all the Sandy houses. North of Merrick Road in Massapequa, we had an over $800,000 sale, which is unheard of for the area. I was talking to a builder today about it, and he's building a house that he's going to be living in. And he said when he's done, it's going to be worth $850,000 on a side street off one of the major thoroughfares in North Massapequa. It's incredible. Never thought I'd hear those values up there.
Wow.
Yeah. So things are looking up.
That's good.
Yeah.
On a positive note.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I'd like to thank you for coming in. That was very enlightening.
Oh, good. I'm glad you liked it.
And I can't wait for the website. That's going to be good.
Yeah, that's going to be good.
That's going to be up and running by next year?
Hopefully by the end of this year. Yep.
Excellent.
Good. Very nice. All right, Trish Hegarty. So we're going to take another quick break, and when we come back, we'll have some final thoughts.
Sounds good.
This is Joe Larson. You should check out the 505 on Racing Show live every Monday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, or catch us on video on demand anytime, 24/7, only on the Inravio TV network.
Village Music Shop of Mastic. 1-800-HEY-DUDE, your full-service store with personalized attention, school band instrument rentals and sales, music instruction on all instruments for all styles and age groups, for guitars, drums, amplifiers, PA systems, and accessories. It's Village Music Shop, 1495 Montauk Highway in Mastic. Call 1-800-HEY-DUDE or go to villagemusicshop.com. The world of advertising has changed. Radio, TV, and newspaper revenues have declined drastically. Why? Because businesses have realized that advertising return on investment isn't what it used to be. So what can we do about it? Well, that's easy. Advertise online. Own a local restaurant, real estate agency, or even a national retail chain? Whatever your business, Inravio can get your message out there, and we can do it at a fraction of the cost. Call today and see the difference for yourself. This isn't TV. This isn't radio. This is Inravio.com.
It's always been important to us to have music a part of our lives, part of our children's lives. At Village Music Shop, Bonnie and Chuck have not only made it possible for our kids to learn and understand and read music and enjoy playing a musical instrument, but they've also made it fun.
I really like coming here. I like coming to Village Music because everybody here is nice.
And they've inspired some creativity and imagination and taught them discipline. And along the way, they've gotten some self-confidence, really been like a part of our family.
Village Music Shop of Mastic. 1-800-HEY-DUDE, your full-service store with personalized attention, school band instrument rentals and sales, music instruction on all instruments for all styles and age groups, for guitars, drums, amplifiers, PA systems, and accessories. It's Village Music Shop, 1495 Montauk Highway in Mastic. Call 1-800-HEY-DUDE or go to villagemusicshop.com.
And welcome back to the weekly show. Thanks for joining us.
Trish and I both want to ride in one of those planes.
Definitely.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. We'll be in separate planes and see who pukes first.
I definitely won't puke.
The Blue Angels. So we have to thank the Blue Angels for having us, and Sky Typers as well. Michael Thomas, we have to thank him for coming down, and Trish also. Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming down. We learned a lot, and we'll be back next week with an all-new show.
Yes.
So check in with us on the weekly show on the Inravio TV network. Don't forget to go to the website and check out the contest page. There's shows that you can sign up to win tickets to the Paramount Theater in Huntington, Long Island, New York. Remember, you have to be able to get to New York in order to go to those shows.
Because I ain't flying you in.
We're not flying you in on the Blue Angels. They're not bringing you in for that. They're too busy. So until next week, take care.
See you later. Bye.